Hey guys, Chase Craig here with Own Boise and Keller Williams Realty Boise, and I'm excited because I have again the market data and dynamics through the end of November 2020. And look, I know these videos are way too long for some of you and you will not watch the whole thing. So here's the 3 things you need to know from this video. Number 1, inventory is down 75% year over year. Number 2, prices are up 15.6% year to date. And then lastly, number 3, home prices will absolutely be increasing over the next 6 months. So if you want to find out why that's going to happen and a little bit more about the information I just presented, watch the rest of this video. All right, so you stuck around to watch the details. Thank you for doing that. We'll go ahead and dive in. So inventory is down 75% year over year. Well, what exactly does that look like? At this time last year, we had 620 homes on the market. Now, I need you to understand that 620 homes on the market last year was super low. We were worried. We were actually struggling. We had buyers that were like, I can't find what I want. Well, this time, we have 156 homes on the market. So it's down 75% year over year, and it was already down a ton. If you go back to, I'll actually talk about a balanced market here in a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. So prices are up. Well, prices are up 15.6% year to date. And if you remember, we had a pandemic at the beginning of this year, and we were all worried about what was going to happen to prices. At that time, prices were up about 4.7% through the end of May. As of right now, they're up 15.6%. So in Ada County, that puts our average price at $419,273. Now, that's big time. So if you're out there owning a home, you probably have equity. Unless you just bought it and overpaid by like 50 grand, you probably have equity today. So just good to keep that in the back of your pocket and a little bit of peace of mind if you're a homeowner. So congratulations to all you homeowners out there. Great job. Your home values continue to go up. So prices will go up in the next 6 months. Well, how can I say that with such certainty? No one knows what's going to happen. Well, let me be clear. No one knows what's going to happen. Everything I can see is putting us in a position where prices have only one way to go, which is up. So let me go over that a little bit. I've got some data I'd love to show you. So under 600,000 in Ada County, we have 9 days of supply. So how do we come up with supply? Well, we take the last 12 months sold and we divide that by 12. So if it was, let's just say it was 120 homes, we divide it by 12, that means 10 homes sell per month. And then we take the active inventory and figure out how many months of supply we have. So if we had 10 homes on the market and we sell 10 homes a month, that's 1 month's supply. Well, just to give you an idea of what is normal or what's a balanced market, 5 to 7 months of supply is a balanced market. So if there's more than 7 months of supply, that ends up being a buyer's market because buyers have a lot of choices and the sellers have to compete to have the buyer choose their home. If it's less than 5 months supply, that's what we call a seller's market, because the sellers have a lot of buyers to choose from and they can typically press the price. Well, what kind of market are we in today? We're not even talking about months, we're talking days. So this market is very much a seller's market. In fact, there's never ever been in the history of markets in our area a better seller's market than there is today. And it all has to do with this month's of supply. So under 600,000, if you own a home and it's under $600,000 in value, there's 9 days worth of supply. In some of those price points, like 2 to 300,000, there's 3 days. 3 to 400,000, there's 3 days. So on average, it's about 9 days of supply under 600,000. So from 600,000 to 1 million, we have 18 days of supply. So again, we're still on the days. We have very little supply. And I want to give you, I'll tell you what the over $1 million is, and then I'm going to give you some perspective on the same time last year. So over $1 million, we have 36 days supply, so 1.2 months. We can finally talk in terms of months. Well, what's the perspective? Let's go back to 2019 and look at these same numbers. In 2019, under 600,000, we had 1 month supply, which again is super, super low. Way higher than 3 days, but it's super, super low. Over 600,000, from 600 to $1 million, we had 2 months supply. And right now we have 18 days. And this is a really, really interesting number to look at. Over $1 million, this year we have 1.2 months supply. This time last year we had 5.3 months of supply. So what is that telling you? Well, it's telling you that if you want to buy a home in this market and have any choices at all, you've had to spend over $1 million. And they are spending over $1 million. I remember going back to 2014 and 15, and there was like 7 homes that sold all year over $1 million on the MLS. Like all year. And now there's hundreds of homes over $1 million selling in our market. So what does all this mean? If you're a buyer out there and you're like, Chase, I'm already depressed. Why are you giving me more depressing information? Well, I need to put it in perspective for you as a buyer out there. Why should you even consider buying? Well, there's always a question we ask. Do you have a good enough reason to buy? That's step 1. If you have a good enough reason to buy, you can go on to step 2, which is, can you afford it? Because if you have a good enough reason to buy and you can afford it, just buy and don't worry about pricing. Because I was told by a very wise person that timing the market is a fool's errand. It literally can't be done. The only time you know that you hit the top of the market is when it already passed, because it's going down. And the only time you know you're at the bottom of the market is when it already passed and it's gone up. So if you have a good enough reason to buy and you can afford it, just go forward. And why would you consider buying in this market beyond those 2 questions being a yes? You would consider buying because interest rates are at all-time lows. Now, we've been saying that as real estate professionals for like 5 years now. Well, guess what? They keep going down and down and down. You're at like 2.5% to 3% for a 30-year fixed today. That is incredibly advantageous to a buyer right now because you can borrow money at such a cheap rate. So that's why you should consider buying. Now, as a buyer, you need to find a real estate professional that knows how to win a multiple offer scenario. Give us a call. Make sure you interview us. Even though you have a friend or a family member or you know someone who knows someone that's a realtor, you also know us because you're watching this video. Contact us and give us the opportunity to earn your business because we are navigating multiple offer scenarios and winning every single month. In fact, this year we've helped over 225 families get into their home, and we can help you too. Now, if you're a seller, well, Chase, why would I hire you to sell? I can just go hire Joe Blow and they won't even charge me hardly anything. Well, you're right, you can. And guess what? You're also right, your home will sell. In fact, you could put a sign in the yard on your own and sell your home on your own, and it will sell, no doubt. But what scares me about that is you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. Because if you're not negotiating in this market every single day like our agents that own Boise are, then you're probably unaware of how much you can press your price and how to negotiate multiple offer scenarios. So I implore you, come and talk to us, interview us, find out why so many people choose us to list and sell their home. I promise we won't disappoint you. You made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this. Obviously, if you liked it, hit the like button and of course subscribe for future videos like this. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this market. Post them in the comments below, and again, thanks so much for checking this video out.